On one hand, the West and Europe hoped of squeezing Moscow's revenues after the war in Ukraine. On the other, some of their own countries are importing high amounts of LNG to stay afloat. Mind you, Russian LNG isn't under any sanctions currently, but a shortage in global supplies means even blocs like the EU, who are against Moscow, are securing as much gas as they can. And the latest data shows just that. Let's find out more. Russian LNG exports almost hit a record last month, indicating the world's inability to boycott Moscow on that front. According to data compiled by Bloomberg, LNG exports from Russia rose 1.1% year-on-year in October to the highest level since March. In March, Russian LNG exports stood at 3 million tons and saw a downslide to 2.3 million tons in August. In October, the number quickly climbed up and reached 2.9 million tons. The European nation of France is one of the largest importers of Russian LNG from across the world. As mentioned earlier, Russian LNG currently isn't under the purview of the European Union's sanctions. Given the global supply situation, it's only wise for countries to stick to Moscow for their gas supplies. Because surely, with the long winter ahead and an already worsening energy crisis thanks to sanctions, the bloc can't afford further damage. In fact, companies shipping the gas have also made it clear that they would continue for now. Patrick Pouyanné, CEO of France-based Total Energies, said, and I quote, "We will continue to ship LNG from Russia as long as there is no sanctions or push from Europe on the gas, because we contribute to the security of supply for Europe. If there are sanctions, we will stop immediately." For context, according to data by Columbia University's Center for Global Energy Policy, France imported 5 billion cubic meters of Russian LNG in the first 8 months of 2022, surpassing Japan to become the largest importer of Russian LNG in February and March. You see, Russia knows the game EU and the USA are trying to play, and it seems Vladimir Putin is setting the rules of it himself. While blocs like the EU and G7 have gone all out in support of price caps and cutting Moscow's revenue, Russia has quietly gone ahead and found alternative markets for itself. Countries like China, India and Japan have got hefty discounts and got some of the best deals on Russian oil and gas. In fact, Japan and China were the largest importers of Russian LNG last month along with France. For Russia, alternative markets mean more revenue. For countries importing Russian LNG, such lucrative deals are really hard to turn down. Basically, it's a win-win situation for Russia as well as countries buying Russian fuel. This has left the West in a fix. Does it go for more sanctions? Because the existing ones seem to be having no effect. With a dark winter ahead that will make the bloc struggle to survive, targeting Russian LNG would be a strict no-no. But we have seen Europe do strange things. What do you think?